How to get a credit card for the first time in 2022. This is part 4, the finale. Now, in this video, we're going to kind of wrap it up. We're going to talk about how to accelerate your scores, how to accelerate your opportunity to get more money, and how do you really get into that utilization. So stay tuned. And if you didn't watch 1, 2, and 3, you're going to have to get caught up. So go watch them. Come back to watch part 4. It all goes together.
Now, typically, most banks are going to look for a 680 score or higher to open a credit card. Now, that might vary a little bit if you have a relationship. So if you have a Wells Fargo or Chase checking account, savings account, and you have a few $1,000s in there and you've had it for a while, they might give you a credit card with a lower credit score because they say, hey, we have cash in our account. We know you have 10,000 in cash in our account. So we're comfortable giving you a $1,000 credit card with a 640 credit score because we know you have 10,000 in the bank. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but typically we're looking at 680 or higher to get approvals. If that's not the case and you have a score lower than that, if you're in the 4 or 5, low 600s, we can definitely have you reach out to a professional. I have a credit repair guy named Hiram. I know that Eileen also does a great job with that. And they can look at your credit and say, hey, your score is 480 because A, B, C. If you fix A and you fix B and you fix C, we're gonna get you to 700. And once you get it to a 700, you can apply for a credit card. You can apply for a car loan and you're gonna get approved. The best course of action if you're getting a decline or if you know your score is in the low 6s or 500s is to have a professional look at your credit score and your credit report. I know Loral has resources that do this very well, and they can look at your score and evaluate why is it there and what can we do to get it higher. And lastly on this is just the reality of it is if you have a 550, you're not going to get approved for a credit card. So I would not even bother applying because you're going to apply for a card, they're going to pull your credit, which adds an inquiry. So every time you apply for a credit card, a car loan, a personal loan, any type of debt instrument, the bank will pull your credit. They'll pull Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So you're going to get an inquiry on your credit report for each bureau. The more inquiries you have, your score drops more. So if you were at a 550 and you apply for 3 credit cards and you get 3 declines, you're adding 6 to 9 inquiries on your report for that, and your score is going to go down to a 530. So if you know that you're below 680 by a large margin, I would say at this point, don't apply for a credit card. Talk to Loral and her team, have one of the professionals look at your credit report, see why your score is being dragged down, fix that, and then apply. You don't want to add inquiries to your report knowing it's going to be declined. It's just going to lower your score more. This page, we have just a couple of different links to cards that I've personally kind of been working with and banks that I know are lending right now. So the first 2 are if you have light credit below 680. Pedal One is a kind of a starter card. They do a $500 minimum limit and it goes up to $3,000. So they're kind of giving you a starter credit limit to see how you do with that. And if you're able to responsibly use that, you can then apply for other cards that have higher limits. The second one is going to be a secured card. If you guys don't know what that means, a secured credit card means that they'll give you a $1,000 credit limit if you give them a $1,000 deposit. So basically, they are taking a $1,000 retainer and letting you charge on the card as you please. And it's a way to build your credit. So if you're unable to get an unsecured card, if you have some cash you can put up against a secured credit card, it's a very good way to start building your credit history. This is a Discover card, and then your credit report will show a Discover credit card opened May of 2020. 6 months from now, it's going to say, hey, I've had this credit card for 6 months. I've been using it, every day for the last 6 months. And then Chase Bank will see that and say, oh, they've had Discover card for 6 months. They've had no issues. I'll give them a Chase card now for $2,000. So it's a very good way to build your credit if you're unable to get an unsecured card first. Below that, we have the best 0% offers. So these are 2 credit cards that are offering 18 months of interest free. So if you're, about to graduate or you have a business you might want to start up and you want to leverage some interest-free money to start that, these are 2 of the best cards out there that have 18 months of interest free. So you have a year and a half before you're paying any interest on these cards. you're able to take that money and invest it into marketing, invest it into buying some materials, invest it into purchasing some goods to sell, and you can use that for a year and a half without paying interest. And then lastly are the best rewards cards. And these are ones that are going to give you, cash back, travel miles. This might be something you want to look at, down the line after you're a bit more seasoned with credit. But, as your credit profile grows, your score gets stronger. There are a lot of ways you can leverage, good credit into these types of cards. And every time you spend something, you get cash back or you get points. And again, personally, I have an American Express card for each of my businesses. And I have, I think, 2.5 million points accrued on those. So I took my fiance out to Europe for 2 weeks, and we basically went for 2 weeks on points. We didn't spend $1. So these can be very powerful as you grow your credit profile. You have businesses that are going to open down the line. These can be great ways to leverage that to, get travel points, travel miles for your business or for yourself, and use those as your credit grows.
TBG says, do you follow the same process for a business credit card? So maybe some distinctions on that.
Yeah,
And then
so absolutely.
And Kadra wants to know, is there a difference between applying a credit card at the bank versus these online? So maybe speak to those two questions.
Yep, absolutely. So let me do the first one from TBG first. For a business credit card, it's going to be the same process. Now, let me quickly go over the pros and cons of a business credit card. The biggest pro for a business credit card is that it does not report to your personal credit. So when you're young and you're trying to grow your credit, I would actually suggest doing a personal card because that's going to show on your report and it's going to help you build credit history. Now, a business credit card comes into play, and I'll use myself again as an example. I'm spending $300,000 to $400,000 a month on one business credit card. If that showed up in my personal report, I would get hammered. I would have a 550 score because I'm going to have a ridiculous amount of debt on my report every month. That's going to look bad on me. So the business credit card hides that. And when you pull my personal report, you can't see I have $300,000 out on a business credit card. It's hidden from my personal side. So that lets me leverage that credit to put into my business without affecting me personally. So that's going to be very good for you as you take a few years to grow your personal credit. Then if you have an LLC, which Loral can help you set up, you have an LLC that's making a little bit of money, you apply for a business credit card, and then that's going to be separate. You can use that to grow your business, and any debt on there will not affect you personally. So it's a very powerful tool that you can use, but I think it's probably going to be best as you have a year or two of personal history built up.
So thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Laura. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Parents, teens, you got to do this right. You do it right from the beginning. You are going to be so healthy financially. What I want you to do right now is subscribe, hit the notification button, be here every day. Share with your friends. If you're in college, man, let everybody know about it. If you're a fraternity or in a sports team, don't do this wrong when you go out to college and your parents didn't set you up for this. Then I need you to go over to askloral.com. Ask me any question, make a request. I have a free membership and I have $17 membership where you can text me 24/7 and you actually get to be live on some phone calls with me a couple times a month. So let's get connected. Let me help you. I'm going to be your mentor with money.